Hi, Aquarius. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look at you and new love and what's going on in your love life. All right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I got a brand new deck here, so it's going to be a little slow going. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. All right, overall energy for this week's reading is the Knight of Swords. So this is an air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And this is talking about, it can talk about a love offer, which I feel like it could have represented what happened between you and the twin, like the twin coming in out of nowhere. It could represent you leaving, okay, when you got fed up with the twins' BS. And it can also represent this new person, the soulmate coming in. We're going to clarify to see what it, which one Spirit is talking about. Underneath this, we have the star, which is your energy. And this is about a wish that you've had for a long time coming true when it comes to your love life. It can also represent you healing so that you can let that wish in. Okay. Underneath this is the Six of Wands. This card for me, it can talk about, public recognition and success, but in a love context for me, it is talking about your dream lover coming into your life. So this is talking about the soulmate. All right. With the High Priestess, this is Pisces energy. Spirit is telling you to follow your intuition. This could also represent the way the soulmate sees you as someone who is kind of unattainable because they may have put you on a pedestal in their mind. Okay. Then underneath this, we have the Tower, Scorpio energy. You may have Scorpio placements, or your person may have. This can talk about, a long-term, change occurring. Okay. Like some type of situation that's been going on for a while now, being about to change with the Tower. Okay. And I feel like this is representative of this new person coming into your life. I hear that it's going to be causing a lot of chaos, but I feel like it's going to be good chaos because this person is going to wipe out a lot of things that have been stagnant in your life. Okay. And that includes people, because you're going to have, let me tell you this, Aquarius, when you have this new person come into your life, the way that they're going to treat you, the way you're going to light each other up, so on and so forth, just get ready for the jealousy, baby. Okay. And it's probably going to come from places and people that you never would have thought, okay, would be jealous of you and envious of you. Okay. So prepare for it. That's all I'm telling you. Okay. All right. This person's going to want to put in the work because I see the Eight of Pentacles underneath all those cards we just talked about. Okay. So we're going to start by clarifying this Knight of Swords. Okay. On your side, look, there you go. There's your soulmate there. For a lot of you, you and this person are going to be an interracial couple. You will not be have the same background. All right. So prepare for this too. It may not be what your normal quote unquote type is. Okay. Because mine definitely is not my normal type. But like I said, it's not about that at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's about how this person treats you. I'm not saying that I don't find my person attractive. I think they're very attractive. But I was looking for an African American man in my mind, but my spiritual team and God in the universe is giving me somebody with a different background. And I feel like this card showing up for you, for a lot of you, the same thing is going to happen. So it's not about the package that the person comes in. It's how they treat you, how they make you feel. Okay, because you're going to be attracted to this person. You're going to want to tear this person's clothes off. I'm telling you from experience. You're going to want to tear their clothes off. It's going to be like how you see that mess in the movies. Like, what is it? Let's talk about it. Like, Basic Instinct, how they all turned on and all of this and that and all this stuff. It's going to be like that. Okay. So with this soulmate, this is about you preparing yourself for this person to come in, because this person has their own particular work to do, and you have yours as well. So you don't think that because you not being with your twin that you don't have to do the healing. You have to heal it, because as I've told the other signs, and I found out this week, Spirit is not above using this new person to make you do your healing. Okay. All right. Then we've got the signs card. Okay. So Spirit is guiding you. Okay. I feel like Spirit is telling you to listen to your intuition, because we also had the High Priestess card, Pisces energy, show up in the not the clarification deck, but the overall energy pile. So this signs card, you see, this is a message from your soulmate. They're telling you, and I said, I love you. Okay. So this person, I told you, this person is already in love with you. They already know who you are. They're ready to come in. They're champing at the bit, just like you are. But you both have to be prepared for this. It can't be just one person, or it has to be both people. It can't just be you. Can't just be them. Okay. All right. When it comes to your person, Spirit is guiding your person as well. Just like, look, just like you got the signs card, you and this person are mirroring. Just like you used to mirror with that old person, that old thing, the twin, right? So this person is being guided. They're tapped in. They're intuitive and an empath, just like you are. So this is going to be two empaths together, and not an empath narcissistic connection. All of that shit's gone as long as you do your healing. Okay. If you don't want to deal with the narcissistic people, you don't want to deal with all this crap, you tired of all this stuff, then you got to show Spirit that you tired of it. You really are tired of it by doing the healing. Okay. That's how you show them that you're ready to move on. All right. Okay. Okay. So the first card we're going to take a look at, Aquarius, represents your desires and goals for the relationship. So we got the 7 of Cups here. Okay. It's talking about options. All right. Let me clarify and see what Spirit wants to tell you about this. I feel like Spirit is telling you that for some of you, you may have more than just a soulmate. There may be other people coming towards you, because I've told you this in the past as well. Okay. And it's 7 cups here. So some of you could have up to seven different options, because there's people watching y'all, Aquarius, that you don't even realize are watching you. Okay. I see people in the store when I'm in the store all the time. I happen to turn my head and I see somebody snap. You know how you can tell with somebody, you can feel it when someone's staring at you, and when when you catch them, like when you happen to look because you're doing something, you're looking at something, and then they like, oh, and then they turn their heads, and you know that they were staring at you, because why would anybody have that type of reaction if they weren't looking at you? So I feel like a lot of you got secret admirers and you don't know anything about them. Okay. You are like oblivious is the word that's coming to mind. So look at what Spirit is telling you. This is about you healing. Okay. So you can open yourself up to all of these options. At the end of the day, it's your choice who you want to be with. But to bring these people in, this is what you have to focus on. You cannot skip over this. All right. Because those of you that's asking, I'm waiting, and where they at and all this kind of stuff. Okay. You got to ask yourself, have you been healing? Have you been doing what you're supposed to do? Because let me tell you, I will be here shuffling cards and stuff like that, and like preparing to read, or at the end of the reads, when I'm turning off the lights and breaking everything down, because the my reading for the day is done, and Spirit will flip cards over for me, like, okay, you need to work on this, or you like this card, they'll flip this card over for me and tell me, remind me if there's something that I need to do. So you need to keep on top of that. If you have to make a list, because I have a list in my phone every day of the things that I go over, because Spirit has gone through the deck and shown me the things that I need to work on myself. So that's what I do every day. Okay. All right. So when it comes to your person, Spirit is talking about, we're talking about the desires and goals, this person's desires and goals for the relationship. So we've got the 2 of Pentacles here. Okay. This can talk about juggling, but I feel like it can also speak of like you needing to make a decision, them needing to make a decision. I feel like, both of you choosing each other. Let's clarify. Okay. Let me tell you this. Hold on. Let me get clarification on this. Can you clarify this card, please? Okay. Okay. When it comes to your person, there is some form of denial when it's coming to this connection, because I feel like this person, you see the 2 of Pentacles. Remember, I told you can talk about juggling. This person is getting out of a connection just like you're getting out of a connection, and I feel like just like you have your moments where you all in and you want to be in a connection, and then you have your moments where you like f all this mess, I don't want it right now. I feel like that's what's going on with your person. Okay. So there's something that they're having trouble like dealing with or trying to accept when it comes to what's happening in their love life. Because remember, this person got dragged just like you got dragged. So you have to put yourself in this person's shoes, just like they have to put themselves in your shoes as well. Okay. They got feelings for you. They want to be with you. But I feel like sometimes this person is triggered by the things that have happened to them in the past. That's why these things have to be healed. Because I'm telling you, you get into this relationship with this person and they get into this relationship with you, your shit's going to come up and their shit's going to come up too. And so by you healing as much of it as you possibly can to prepare for this connection, it's going to keep a lot of this crap down. Okay. All right. So we've also got, yeah, see, they're thinking a lot about things with the contemplation card. And then we've got the optimism card here. So they're getting out of this denial. I feel like this denial doesn't have anything to do with you. I feel like it has to do with what they dealt with this other person, because this person breadcrumbed them and ghosted them and, you know, took them for granted and did a lot of the shit that happened to you happen to them. You're going to find out when you're able to sit down and talk to this person. In the beginning, they're going to let you know a lot of this stuff, and you're going to be telling them a lot about yourself. Like I said, you ain't gonna be able to help you. You're gonna want to open up to this person because you hold a safe space for them and they hold a safe space for you. All right. Okay. Okay. Next card we're going to take a look at represents where you are in this connection right now. So we got the Knight of Wands, fire sign or someone with a lot of fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay. Okay, Sagittarius. See, this is how your I guess quote unquote denial, or your, what's the word, just kind of how you're on the fence. It's like both of you go back and forth. You're kind of on the fence a little bit because you're preparing for this connection, but neither one of you are 100% ready right now. Okay. So I feel like this is, you know, because you know that the Knight of Wands, we talk about this all the time, the in and out stuff. So for some of you, this is representing, like I said, one day you wanting to be all in and the next day you like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I don't know if I'm ready for this. But for others of you, this is talking about you wanting to take a risk, you wanting to come charging into to this connection. But like I tell you, pump your brakes, Aquarius, because we talked about this as well. You got to understand that in the past, a lot of your relationships was rush. It was the Knight of Swords. Remember, we just talked about the Knight of Swords, right? It is a very impulsive energy. Okay. And I feel like there's a time and a place for impulsivity, like there is anything else. But we're talking about a connection with somebody that has the potential to be your life partner, to be your spouse, to be your longtime boo thing. And so if you want that to happen, rushing, if you know that you're going to be with this person for the rest of your life, what is the rush, right? What is the rush? You want to make sure that you are respecting yourself and you're respecting this connection by preparing yourself for it fully. And I feel like that is what needs to happen with your person too, because I'm telling you, if you're not fully ready and this person is not fully ready, you have the potential to blow up the connection. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay. So the card that's coming up to clarify the Knight of Wands is self-care. Okay. Spirit is telling you, focus on taking care of yourself. Look, this is the theme. This is the theme lately. Focus on your healing. Focus on putting yourself and your needs first, because in order for you to come into this connection the right way and be able to set boundaries like you need to set boundaries, and not end up people pleasing and doing a lot of things you did in the past. Like with the twin, there was people pleasing. You were trying to keep this person from leaving. You was trying to give this person, your love so that they wouldn't run away from you. Okay. And so we don't want to do that anymore. Okay. I've told you this person does not plan on going anywhere, but you have to sit in stable energy, just like they have to sit in stable energy. Both of you have to be balanced. Okay. So this is about you learning how to put yourself and your needs first and take care of yourself. And nobody wants to do this, but if you want a healthy relationship, then this is what you're gonna have to learn how to do. There's some skill sets, some skill things that you're needing to learn how to do. Okay, that you didn't know how to do in the past, because if you knew how to do them, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. Okay, and I'm not trying to come down on you or whatever. Because like I said, when I talk to y'all, you know, I'm talking to myself too. Okay. I have to learn self-care. Sometimes it's a thing that I have to talk about. I have to keep it at the forefront of my mind. I have to keep it in my mind consciously, because I told y'all I'm a workaholic. I will sit at this table. I love to read cards. It's not work for me. So I will sit at this table and I'll read cards all day long. if spirit don't tap me on the shoulder and say, okay, it's time to stop, I have to pace myself. I have to set an actual schedule. I have a schedule. Look at my schedule. I have an actual board of what I need to do every day, because if I don't, I'll be like, oh well, I'm gonna do 4 readings a day, I'm gonna do 6 readings a day, and spirit is like, no, what is the rush? Okay, we got a whole week to do 12 readings, and they don't want me doing 6 readings in a day or whatever, or doing that and doing a whole bunch of personal reads. They don't want me doing that. So I have to actually coherently, I have to consciously schedule off days and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, they tell me all the time when I need to stop and when I need to get a hold of myself. So this is what this is about. You got to look at the areas where you're falling short when it comes to your self-care. Okay, where you're neglecting yourself, because you can't neglect yourself and expect somebody to come in and come in with this energy that this person is supposed to come in with, wanting to take care of you, because that's not going to work. Okay, you have to be at the forefront of your own self-care, just like this person has to take care of themselves as well. Like I said, this is supposed to be an interdependent connection, not a codependent one. Okay, all right. So when it comes to your person and where they are in this relationship right now, we got the 7 of Wands. This person is, I feel like, first of all, they're learning how to protect their energy and they're figuring out who are the right people to give their energy to, and who are the people they need to shut down with this 7 of Wands. And I also feel like this is about them gearing up to, and I know this sounds crazy, to prepare to go against this twin. Okay, because you got to think about it. This new person is an empath, just like that twin flame is. All right, and just like you are. And so even though the twin is narcissistic, they still got intuitive abilities just like you do. So I feel like just like your twin can feel this new person, the new person can feel your twin too. And they know that there's a potential for there to be static. Okay. And so with this 7 of Wands, I feel like this is them, preparing themselves to, to keep, how do I say it, to protect their peace of mind, but also, being prepared to step into this warrior energy if they got to get in this twin's ass. Because I told y'all, this person is not going to be somebody that's going to allow people to come into your life and victimize you or mistreat you or do all this. This person does not play, will not be playing about you. And I feel like you're going to be the same way about them. Okay, let's clarify. Okay, so we got 3 cards here. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so the 2 of you, of course, are in a period of separation right now. We know this. They're walking away from something with this. This is like the equivalent of the 8 of Cups. So they're walking away from, I feel like, a toxic connection that they were in. All right. And then look at what they're walking towards you with. Commitment. Like I told you, this person is like serious. All right. They're preparing themselves for this connection. So you got to be as respectful and as vigilant about this connection too, and be prepared to prepare yourself as well, because this ain't somebody, like I said, that's coming in, let's just date and see where it goes. Let me just come, let's go to the bed and let me try it out first. And this, it's not that. I'm not saying they don't want you like that, because I told you, you both are going to want to tear each other's clothes off. It's going to be a situation where it's going to be hard for you to be in the same room with each other, especially if this is a situation where it starts out as a friendship. And I feel like for a lot of you, it may do that. It may start off like that. Some of you may start off hitting it, but a lot of you, it's going to start off slowly. Spirit wants it to go slowly, because slow and steady wins the race. And it's also a situation where the both of you are taking the time to get to know each other. And when any issues come up, if you're moving slowly, you have time to understand what's happening and you have time to be proactive instead of reactive to kind of nip the situations in the bud as they start to show up. But if you're going fast, all these things are happening. You know, it's like when you're driving a car. If you're going fast, it's shit in the road. It's all kinds of stuff in the road, right? That sometimes you can't swerve, you can't move out the way because you're going so fast. But if you slow down and you're on the same road and those things are showing up in the road, you can slow down further and maneuver around it. You know, you can do all types of things. You can wait until the other cars pass in the other lane and go around it that way. You could do a lot of different things. Whereas when you're moving fast, you may not have the time to react to those types of things. Okay, it's the same thing. All right. So now the next card we're going to take a look at represents what your obstacle is in what your obstacle is in this connection. And we have I'm just gonna say the parish card, because they saying something on YouTube like we can't say this word. So the parish card, and this is talking about transformation. Okay, it's Scorpio energy. Like I said, a lot of you may have Scorpio placements. This could be your person that has them, or you both could have them. But you are going through a transformation. All right, this self-care and healing is turning you into the most authentic version of yourself, because in order for you to be in this connection with this person, you got to be your complete and 100% authentic self, and this person has to be as well. Okay, because this is about the two of you loving each other for who you truly are, and not your representatives, you know, that you bring to the table. You know who the representative is. You know, when you go on a date, you know you don't bring your real self. You don't come to the table burping and farting and cussing and saying all kinds of stuff. You bring the representative, right? The one who the one who is proper in every type of way, right? But with this connection, this is going to be about you relaxing with the person. I ain't saying, you know, you're going to come out with this person in the beginning and just let one rip. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you're going to be in a space where you're going to be able to relax and be who you are, because at the end of the day, that's what everybody wants. We want to be loved for who we truly are, not who we're pretending to be. Because a lot of us, you know, we talk about the twin wearing masks and stuff like that, but in certain instances and with certain people, we intuitively know that we're not going to be accepted, or we feel like that. That's the fear, that we're not going to be accepted if we are who we truly are. And so I feel like in this journey, we're all trying to figure out how to be our most authentic self and how to surround ourselves with people who are going to be accepting of that authentic self. Okay, let's clarify. Yeah, see, rising from the ashes like a phoenix. Okay, with the parish card. Okay, all right. So when it comes to your person and what their obstacle is, we've got the King of Pentacles. So this is about, you know, earth sign is someone with a lot of earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It is about this person getting to, I feel like they're planning how to do their part to make this connection, you know, this long-term stable and committed connection come to fruition. That's what I feel like this is talking about with the King of Pentacles. Okay, because this person that you're dealing with is already a boss. They already are a boss. A lot of times they sit in the emperor energy. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this is about, you know, the two of you learning how to compromise, because, you know, every connection is different. Just like every friendship is different. Every relationship you're in is different. Nothing is a carbon copy of the other. All right. So this is about the two of you learning how to compromise in this connection and how to deal with your, you know, each one of your individual triggers, because there's still going to be triggers that come up, but it's about, you know, whereas maybe right now you may have this many triggers, it's about you bringing it down a little bit so that everything is not a damn trigger for you. Okay, because like I said, spirit is not, I'm going to repeat it, spirit is not above using this person to pull out your triggers to make you heal them. So if anything about this connection, like even us talking about it or you thinking about this person, if anything about this triggers you, that's something that you need to deal with and you need to heal, because you don't want, like I said, you want to cut down on this. All right, because this just adds to confusion in the connection. Okay, all right, we got one more card. I keep forgetting this card. Okay, this is about the outcome. So the outcome we have for for the two of you on is the Hierophant. So it's Taurus energy. So like I told you, this person wants to marry you. You know this, right? We just saw this commitment card. All right. This person is not playing around. So they're not taking this lightly. They're taking it very seriously. And you need to step into this same energy and take it seriously. I understand you champing at the bit. You've been alone or in fucked up connections for years, but this is about you fully preparing yourself. That's why this separation is going on. Okay? That's why this is happening. And people want to jump and they want to skip past certain steps and skip past the separation, but you can't do that because, like I said, just like this person owes it to you to come, as their best self, you owe it to them and to the connection to do that. If you want it to flourish, if you want it to get to this point, if you want marriage or you want, a committed relationship, you got to take it seriously. Okay? It's just like, let's go back to the car. You're not going to jump into a car, right? And you've never driven a day in your life. You're not going to jump into a car and expect to get out on the road and know exactly what the hell you're supposed to be doing the first damn day you get in the car. You know that. Even if you've been sitting in the car and somebody's been driving you around all your life, you're not going to know how to maneuver and exactly what to do in every instance because you haven't been doing it, right? So it's the same thing with a relationship. You have not taught yourself or been taught how to be in a healthy relationship, okay? Because that's what this is all about. Preparing yourself, making yourself the healthiest version that you can, and this person doing that so that when you come together, it's a very healthy, interdependent connection, right? So it's the same thing. You can't, Spirit is not going to just let you jump into this connection coming off of the stuff you just came off of, especially if you haven't healed it. And those of you who haven't forgiven this twin, you got to do that. That's part of the price of admission. That's what you got to understand. Like I told you, this is not going to come for free. This is the relationship you've always wanted. I hear Sade in my head singing, "This is no ordinary love." That's what Spirit is trying to tell you. This is not Sally's or Bargain Basement. This is not like Walmart. This is not Walmart love. This is like, what do I call it? The Ruth Chris Steakhouse. It's like, what's the word? Neiman Marcus. It's like, Saks Fifth Avenue love. This is not, the discount, the stuff that you went through with the twin, because that was the damn Target, the damn Walmart love. We don't want that anymore. We want Saks Fifth Avenue. We want the big stuff. We want the luxury love. So if you want the luxury love, then you got to do the damn luxury work. That's what Spirit is telling you. Okay? All right, let's clarify. Okay. So yeah, your person is working on balancing themselves out. When they come into this connection, they're going to be 100% balanced. This person, like I said, they're tapped in. They follow their intuition. They follow their spiritual team. So they know what to do to prepare themselves. And this is going to be someone who is always continually working on themselves. And that's what you want, because that was the problem with the twin. The twin never wanted to work on themselves. They never wanted to take responsibility. They never wanted to, everything was your fault. They didn't want to take the blame for anything. And the reason why your connection tanked, the majority of it was them. I feel like it was like 70-30 or 80-20. It was on them, because it takes two to tango. All right. And we know you had triggers just like they had triggers. But I feel like, you were the one that had the altruistic intentions. You were coming in trying to love this person, but they didn't want none of that. They wasn't having none of that. They just wanted to, like I said, you were a conquest to this person. Okay. And so just like you would never again want somebody to come in to your life like the twin did and debase your love and make you feel like you don't have any value and breadcrumb you and drag you and all this. This person doesn't deserve that either, because they just went through that just like you did. So you're both gonna kind of be, I feel like in the beginning you may be circling each other a little bit because of the things that you've gone through. So that's why the denial card is showing up for your person, and they've got some things they've got to regulate, because you got to realize there's two people in this connection. It's not just one. So even if, those of you who feel you may feel like you're ready, there still may be some work that has to be done on your person's end. Okay. Because for you, look, see, what does that say? Toxic addictions, right? So whatever this is, it can be, these are just some examples: sex, drugs, thoughts, alcohol. Okay. It could be anything. It could be food. Like I told you, too much gym. It could be anything that you're putting too much time and effort in. Think about what it is you do to avoid certain things. Like I've told y'all before, for me, I know when it's something I need to work on. Because if I want to go, if I go and start playing an excessive amount of video games, I know something's up. I know there is something that I need to look at. That's one of my things. One of my tip offs that I need is something I need to look at. Okay, but if I don't want to play them, or if I play them, only play them for a little while, I know I'm good. So you got to figure out whatever this is, and this is something you got to take care of, because you don't want to bring this into the connection as well. Because like I told you, and then for me, it was also, like I just told you, work. I like to work, and I've been, by myself or in connections with people who weren't always here with me. And so that's what I did all the time, was just work, because like I said, if it's something that I enjoy, and I like money. So I like to have my money. I like to be able to go where I want to go when I want to go. And so I will go to work, and I would like seriously dig my heels in 10 toes down and work. So that's my thing, where I told you I have to be conscious about it. So whatever this is, you got to get on some type of schedule, like as far as your life is concerned, because you have to make space for this person. Because a lot of y'all are talking about you want to be with this person. So you have to make adjustments to your life, just like this person has to as well. Okay. Because like my person's a damn workaholic too. So that's because we mirror each other. So that's going to be something that, we going to have to work out, because I don't want to be in no relationship with nobody and they working themselves to death, and vice versa. I'm sure they don't want it as well. So you got to think about whatever this is, and get to work on trying to dismantle it and bringing it down to a healthy level. All right. Okay. Then we've got inner light. This is about you finding your inner light. Okay. Because this is about you. Like I said, I feel like this inner light is talking about your authenticity, about you finding your true authenticity, really understanding who you are, and not being afraid to put it out in the world. Like I'm gonna give you another example, because y'all know y'all like my stories. So yesterday, I did a reading for Sagittarius, right? Only the Sagittarius people know this, or the people that watch, the cross watchers that watched it. And in the middle of the damn reading, I started crying. I'm just boohooing in the middle of the reading. That's the one thing about reading that is exciting to me, because when I sit down at this table, I never know what's going to happen. I never know what is going to happen, because I can start the day in a bad mood and end up throughout the end of the reads and be in an elated mood. I can start the reads and be in a good mood when I start the reads, and then I'm damn crying halfway through the movie. I never know what is going to happen. Okay. So that's something, so like the old me, let me say that the old me would have been afraid to put that reading up, because, and then I had another one actually a week or 2 weeks ago for cancer, where I started crying. And that one came out of nowhere. I had no idea, because I was in the best mood possible when I sat down to do that cancer read. And then in the middle of it, the energy, because like I said, the energy comes over you, and you just never know what is going to happen. So I was boohooing and blubbering in that one too. So the old me would have been like, hell no, I ain't putting that damn read up. Ain't nobody gonna see me crying, this and that, or whatever. But that's me. That's authentic me. That was what happened in those readings were real. Okay. Everything you see here, that's why I don't do no editing like that. The only time I edit, if something happens, something that messes up the read or whatever. Because you see, that's rare, because I used to edit back in the day, but I don't do that anymore. It's just going to be one long cut. Okay. If I stumble or I stutter, that's what it is, because this is about authenticity. Right. And so what if I hadn't put that read up? What if I hadn't put that read up? What if I had said, I'm not going to do that, and I redid the read, or I cut out the part where I was crying? Do you understand? Do you understand how many people came to me after that read today and was saying, oh my God, you talking about me? I'm crying with you. I feel the same way you feel. I feel, and it made me feel good, because like I said, The old me would have been like, hell no, I ain't putting that damn read up. This going on social media. Anybody can see it, this and this and that, this and that. But one thing I've learned after all these years on earth is that you have to be you, Aquarius. Okay? If you're expecting somebody to come and love you and somebody to be there for you and to have your back and so on and so forth, you have to truly be who it is you truly are. You can't be afraid to be who you are. That's why Spirit is showing you this card. Okay? This because that authenticity, that's your inner light. That's the true you. That's the you that happens in the room by yourself, when you by yourself and nobody else is there, you know. So you have to do that. And so that's why I started showing my face, because those of you old heads that still watch me from back in the day, because you remember I've been running this channel on and off since 2020. So that's been like on and off for 5 years. So the old heads know I never used to show my face. I think there's maybe from back then maybe 2 videos where I actually showed my face, and the rest of the time it was just my hands and the damn cards. Okay, I didn't do it. I didn't feel comfortable. But when I came back this last time, I was like, okay, everything that I'm afraid to do, I'm gonna start doing it, because that is how you open yourself up to authentically be yourself. Because I want this to be a channel where I'm being who I truly am, because I want y'all to feel free to be who you are. Okay, and so what do I look like telling you to be authentic and I'm not being authentic? Okay, so I'm saying all of this to tell you to find your inner light and don't be afraid to be who you are. And if people fall to the wayside because you being yourself, fuck them, because they were never meant to be there anyway. And you have to remember that. Okay, because the people that truly love you, that truly care about you, are going to applaud your efforts to be yourself. Okay, all right. Okay, so now we're going to get some messages from Spirit, then we'll get some messages from the new person. Okay, okay, so we've got there's twin flame card showing up. Spirit is saying, you know, it's a divine counterpart connection. This is the twin trying to show their face in the damn read. Okay, because we trying to keep their asses out of here and they trying to come in anyway. Okay, then there's the addiction card again. So some of y'all got something you need to deal with, and like I said, everybody's got their thing. Okay, I know addiction can be seen as a very dirty word, but everybody's got something that's their thing. Okay, because like I had there was an ex that I used to date. He was a tightwad too. That's why I'm not gonna tell you who it was. He was a real tightwad. See, I'm a person, I like to spend. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with people that like to save money and people that are frugal, but this person took it to the extreme. And I don't care if you're a free spender or you're somebody that's frugal. Taking anything to the extreme is too much. So like somebody that goes crazy and spends all their money, I don't agree with that either. Okay, but this person was like that about money. Like they would only spend money if they actually had to spend it, right? But I remember they like to gamble. Now we could go to the casino and this person will play like blackjack, $25 a hand, and I'm like, how in the hell can you be like that, tight like that, and then come to the damn casino and spend all your damn money playing some damn blackjack? Because I'm not gonna do that. I love to spend money, but I'm not gonna do, because I like to get something in return for my money. Let me just put that out there. But anyway, I digress. So I'm telling you this to say that everybody has their thing. So whatever this addiction thing is, don't feel embarrassed about it. I just told you what a couple of mine were. Okay, like I said, to work it. All right, you know that. And so you have to just figure out what it is and get a hold of it. It's coming up. It's come up twice. So it's something you really need to take a look at. Okay. All right. So next card is Awakening. It says someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation. I feel like you both are, you and the soulmate. Okay. Then we've got Second Chance. This relationship deserves a second chance. I feel like Spirit is talking about your love life. You deserve to have a second chance in love. Okay. Because you've been done wrong. You've been mistreated, okay? But a lot of it has to do with the things that you haven't healed. Like I said, I don't feel like it's a conscious decision, because nobody is going to go up to somebody and tell them, unless they're a masochist, they're not going to go up to somebody and tell them, hey, I want you to drag me and breadcrumb me and, you know, and leave me on red and leave me out in the cold. I want you to do all this stuff to me. Nobody's gonna tell or mentally and emotionally abuse me. No, nobody's gonna go and tell nobody no stuff like that. So this card, I mean, I feel like what Spirit is saying is that, not this card, but what Spirit is saying is that you have to deal with those subconscious things. A lot of this stuff that we deal with is just second nature to us because we've been exposed to it from when we were young, and we just deal with it all the time. And so we don't even consciously realize what we're doing until we get into a situation where we get hurt, or a relationship collapses or whatever. Okay. All right. So now let's move on. Let's get some messages from the new person. Okay. So we have, oh, look, they love you. It says, I love you. My love for you is infinite. We are bonded in eternal love that is beyond space and time. Close your eyes and reach into this infinity. Know that it is real. I really want to reach out to you and tell you how I feel. The love I have for you in my heart can't compare with anything. Remember always, my love, that I love you. Okay? All right, so let's get some more. Let me do these. I'm going to try and see what's going to turn over. Okay, it says, my body is ruined for you. No one else will do. Nothing else compares. Just the thought of you sends me over the edge. So I feel like this is the new person, that once you and this person come together and do your do, okay, you're not going to want to be with anybody else. I feel like, let me just say it like this. I feel like you're going to turn each other out, and then I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. All right. Let's go to the last deck. Okay. So we've got, you're the first thing I think about when I open my eyes. So you're on this person's mind 24/7, all day long. No one understands me like you do. Okay. So this is going to be a thing where the two of you have conversations. You're going to finish each other's sentences. It's going to be a thing where they're going to talk about some crazy thing that they do, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I do it too. I do that too. How do you know about that, or whatever? The similarities between you and this person are going to be effing scary. Okay. All right. Then we've got, I didn't know what love felt like until you came along. So like I told you, I feel like this person was like, I'm done trying to be in relationships. I'm done with people. I'm done with, with these relationships and so on and so forth. And then they saw you and things changed. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get a romance angel oracle card and see what else Spirit wants to tell you before I let you go. Okay. Because we running kind of long today. Okay. Okay, it says flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Okay, but in order to sit in this lighthearted energy, you got to clear out the things that have happened in the past. Okay, because love is supposed to be fun, Aquarius. It's not supposed to be nerve-wracking and stressful and filled with anxiety. There shouldn't be 9 of Swords flying around all the time because you having nightmares, sleepless nights, you crying and all that. Yeah, you're gonna have ups and downs and things. That's what everything, you're gonna have ups and downs. But I feel like lately, for everybody in this collective, there's been nothing but a lot of downs. Okay. And so this is about you getting back to your authentic self so you can sit in this lighthearted energy and have fun for once when it comes to your love life. Okay. And not be worried about things not working out. You got to trust in Spirit. Look, there it goes. That's what I was telling you. Look, remember what I was telling you, right? What does the card say? Keep an open mind. Look, there's the card. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, but don't let this scare you, because like I said, you'll still be attracted to this person. This person is still, attracted to you. I don't think, you are this person's normal type, but it's like, my dad always has this saying. He always says, what does he say? You can't stop an idea whose time has come. And I feel like that's what's going on with this. Okay. But You've got to do your work and open yourself up to this idea so it can flow in. Okay. All right, Aquarius, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Look at there, honeymoon. Bye.